Hi, we're Derek and Jenna. We started our homesteading journey in 2011 with 5 small children, a garden, and a few chicks. Since then, we've added 3 more kids and a whole lot of animals. We're currently renting 37 acres in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we raise grass-fed beef, grass-fed dairy, pastured poultry and pork, free-range eggs, and a large garden. We also have a couple pet goats, several barn cats, and a beagle. We're working on moving from growing just our own food to selling locally. We homeschool our children and are a full-time family with hopes and goals of farming for a living. We would love to welcome y'all to follow our family on our journey.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
All right, now we're gonna talk about our goals and stuff for 2021. Last video we talked about our blessings and accomplishments. That went longer than we thought. That's great because that's a lot of blessings and accomplishments.
It's a good thing.
It is a great thing. So we're gonna talk about our goals for this coming year. Some of these, like the first one might seem a little bit silly, but it's a big deal to us. The first one is to figure out how to make a really good smoked picnic ham, like a Christmas ham or a Thanksgiving ham, like a Smithfield ham, like just a plain old smoked ham. They're so good. I've yet to been able to replicate one. I've tried a couple different recipes and it's really nowhere near, but
they're still good.
They're still good,
but they're not.
I really want to learn how to do a good holiday ham. So that is something for me to work towards this year.
Ham is my favorite at the holidays. I'm okay with turkey. It's not my favorite. I like turkey all right. I don't eat much of it, but I really like ham. Yes.
And I want to make her some really good hams.
Yes. So, the other thing that's a huge thing on our list, and these are 2020 goals and onward,
and prayer request list.
Prayers, dreams, and to obtain our own home and land is a huge deal for us. It's something that we've wanted for a really long time, and just life situations have been crazy. We went through Hurricane Michael. We were renting in Florida. We went through Hurricane Michael. We lived in the camper. We lived here in the trailer, and we're grateful for a roof over our head, but 800 square feet is tight for 10 people. Yep.
And 37 acres is tight for all the livestock and stuff we have.
Learned we really need a lot more land.
It's funny, yesterday the kids and I were watching one of our old videos, and it was one of the videos from when we got here, and it was the summer after we had moved here, and we were 2019. So we were driving around kind of showing you all the land with the tractor, and we were talking about we had big plans, and those plans were to get cows. I don't think we revealed it in that video yet, but to get cows to utilize the land. Well, we got them, we utilized the land, and all of a sudden we're busting at the seams. That's huge. That is a huge blessing, and it happened fast though, way faster than we could have imagined. So but we're trusting that God, He's provided everything so far, and He's going to provide the means for us to expand.
So that's the biggest
obtain our own forever homestead and land, farm, whatever that looks like.
I have the dreamy dream of a giant big white farmhouse and the big huge front porch and all of that. So so that's kind of a huge thing for us. We also recently did a video on the ministry God has put in our hearts for us that will utilize our farm, and will be through the farm, but it'll be kind of it'll be ministry on top of the farming. Yes. And that's something that we really, our heart's desire is to see begin. And we minister, if you're a Christian, everyone you meet, you have the opportunity to minister. And by minister, I'm not talking about like cramming Bible verses down their throat. No. It's just being Jesus, being the hands and feet of Jesus and showing the love of Jesus to everybody you meet. Every encounter with a person can be a divine encounter if you're intentional about it. Yeah. And so we do see that, but I just want to take it to the next level of really deeply impacting people.
Right.
On a heart level for Him. So that's kind of seeing that up and going.
And that goes hand in hand with one that we overlooked right here.
Oh yeah, I missed that.
Which is being able to make a living farming. So once we have our own forever homestead and we're able to make a living farming, and that will free up, it'll all go hand in hand and just kind of one thing ties into the next. Yeah. Wow, there's a cat chasing something. I got distracted. But everything will just tie together and flow together. Yeah. So
we consider ourselves a full-time family, even though Derek works for himself and he does work away from home. I mean, when he makes income, that's away from home. But because of his flexibility, he's able to be home a lot more, especially than when he was working a 40-hour-a-week job, you know. And so we really enjoy that time together as a family, and so making a living is a big deal, so we can do that more and we can work together as a family. But also we're setting our kids up for their future, for a legacy and a generational thing where they can, if that's what they want to do, they can walk into it as adults and continue farming with us and grow, you know, grow in that aspect. So we want to just a generational setup as well.
Create a legacy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for me, and I want Derek to help me too, is making hard cheeses. We have been making mozzarella, and actually Emma does a lot of the cheese making. I help, but she's enjoyed it, and Kylie helps her. So but I have not ever done like cheddar, and so I want to I bought the cultures for it, but you've got to have, you know, the cheese press, which Derek built me one, and we don't know where it is. It's packed somewhere in the barn. We'll have to find it.
I bought a really nice one.
You have to age it and all of that, so we got to figure all the logistics out for that. But that's one thing that I would like to. It's a goal, because that will again eliminate another aspect of grocery that we have to buy. I mean, we for a while there we were making nearly all of our cheese with we were using mozzarella for everything, but that's okay. It's good.
It was good.
So if we could make a good mozzarella and a good hard cheese, I would be satisfied with that for now. I mean, I'm sure I would adventure later, but if I could do those two things, then I've got cheese I need for food and build on those. Yeah. And this other one goes back to what we were talking about before. Kind of skips around because we just jotted these things down as they came to our minds. But it's paying off debt. We have, you know, some loans on our vehicles and equipment, things like that. And so just we want to really crack down on trying to get those things paid off, which goes back to being able to make the living at home, because we have less payments going out. That's less income what we have to make every month, you know, in order to get everything paid. So it's just going to be moving into working on getting those things paid off. And then the next thing is really exciting.
Yes, a huge goal for us is to be able to grow 90 to 95% of our food here on the farm. Financially. So there's a difference between, it's what we're putting out. We want to cut that 90-95% of our food budget out by raising the food on the farm. Right. The actual amount of food we eat, we realize there's things like wheat berries that we're probably never going to grow, cane sugar we're probably never going to be able to produce on our own. We may. But not for 2021. No. And down the road we might be able to do those things, but that would take a lot, you know. Things like beans, we are going to try to grow bigger crops of beans, but you know, we can eat a lot of beans. And we're probably never going to grow rice because we just don't have the climate for that. We don't have any rice fields. We don't eat a ton of rice, but you know, it's just things like that we, cocoa, you know, vanilla beans, stuff like that we have to buy. But if we can reduce it to where we're only buying those items and we're not having to buy anything else at all, would be awesome. It would be a big deal. Yeah. Another big savings. Would be a huge deal. So that's kind of a goal. And you know, some things we can cut out that we can't grow. You know, like I said, we don't eat a ton of rice, so I could live without rice. Everybody else likes rice. I'm not a huge rice fan. Yeah, I love dirty rice with our sausage in it. Yeah. So and then some of these kind of go, let's see, orchard. I want an orchard. That's a huge thing for us, our whole family. We love fruit. Obviously it's very healthy for you. We love to eat it fresh and preserve it, and we don't eat a lot of it because it's so expensive. It's expensive. You know, we want to preserve it in unhealthy ways, healthy ways, and some unhealthy ways, like, you know, pie filling and jams and things like that, but they're healthier than what you can buy. Right. So an orchard would be awesome, plus with bees, having the bees pollinate and having the honey from the orchard would be fantastic. Hey, kitty kitty. So that was, and then the greenhouse. I have a greenhouse. We got almost 2 years ago now. Yeah. We have never set it up. Well, we did actually. We started to set it up, then we realized the plastic was the wrong size. It wasn't the right plastic for it. Yeah, it was plastic bags, a huge roll of plastic bags. Is a big investment, and I don't mind investing in it, but we weren't setting it up in a permanent spot. So it's kind of like one of those things we put on the back burner until we can get it to where we're going to have it in a permanent spot. Yes. And we can set the whole thing up because it's like 21 by 42 or something. It's a big greenhouse. It's a big, and a high tunnel style greenhouse. So I really want to be able to utilize that
at some point. And I'd like to have that greenhouse. I'd also like to have one that's heated, that I can grow things through the winter. I had big dreams, you know.
It's okay.
Root cellar, I mean the whole bit.
Infinitely more than you could ever ask or imagine.
A meat cuber is the next thing on our list, and I didn't write it on here, but sausage stuffer. So for our processing, if we could get a meat cuber, that would add another element of what we have to eat, and it would be really good. And then the sausage stuffer would be really good because it's really a struggle to get it packaged
It's tough
properly.
to pack ground meat in a bag.
Yeah.
And then seal it and make it look nice and clean where you want to like put it in your freezer.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes it doesn't seal properly because there's little bits of meat
or grease.
Yeah. And then you get freezer burn. So it just would make things better.
A lot faster.
Next year we want to harvest honey. We had bees this year, and so we're hoping that next year we're going to be able to get really
some
good
honey off of them.
That would be awesome. I just want to grow more herbs. I love herbs. I've taken some herbal courses. I'm by no means some kind of master herbalist or anything. I'm not. I have some knowledge. I want to gain more knowledge on herbs. I'd like to take more courses, but we'll see. That takes time and money, so I just gotta, be wise with my time and money. So I'll see at some point. I'm sure I'll do more of that, but I would like to grow a lot more herbs because we utilize them. We drink a lot of herbal tea. We go for herbs rather than over-the-counter medicine. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you, the whole disclaimer, legal disclaimer.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just like to grow more herbs. Plus, I just love herbs. So the other thing, and it goes back with the Forever Farm and selling meat, is we love to set up a farm store.
That would be really cool.
On our property.
Yes.
Where we can sell our meat, we can sell our eggs. The girls can do things like bake bread because, depending on the cottage laws, I have to look at all that. The other thing they would love to do is maybe get into selling soap down the road. So I just want it to be a place where we have that.
Our products in there where people can come look at them, see them, and purchase them. Yeah.
In a variety where we can just again make money from home, So, and again, it'll be like I said with the kids, if they learn, hey, I love to bake bread and I can make this bread and make some money, it'll be something that they can continue on in life and continue to do. Eggs, selling more eggs. Last year we were gonna, I was like, why did I put eggs in here? But it was. Not this year, but the year before, we were able to sell eggs at the to a friend, and they were selling at the farmers market. And it was really great. It was like only 4 or 5 dozen eggs a week. It wasn't a ton. They could have sold as many as I would send them, but that's what we had. So our goal is to have the whole egg mobile with a lot of chickens. So we have a lot of eggs because people will buy your soy-free pastured eggs all day long because people want good fresh eggs. Yeah. And I don't blame them. I do too. That's why I raise chickens. So that's something that we want to expand on and have a better egg mobile. That's really what I would, egg mobile set up and all of that. So.
We want to do larger gardens. Always expanding in the garden department because the larger your garden space, the more food you can grow. And we want to try to have larger gardens, so like she said, we can grow more herbs.
Some beans,
we can do some dry beans like pintos and maybe navy beans and stuff like that.
More crops that we can store. Like potatoes, white potatoes and sweet potatoes. We want to do more corn because we can either freeze it or can it.
Yep.
Just stuff like that. We this year we had a pretty good garden and we've done some preserving. But I feel like we can really do even more than that. We did a lot of green beans and we canned 120 quarts. Probably gone through a third of that already, I'd say. Probably. Maybe
a quarter.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, but we need more than that because we eat a lot of food. And when you go back into what we were talking about before, with ministering to people, that's part of it. It's just going to be able to just come on in and let's cook you a meal and set the table, and being able to
provide a good quality meal for people.
Yeah, homegrown food for people. Love homegrown food. Just something like that. Just it nourishes your body, but it nourishes your soul at the same time. It's just
exactly.
Yeah. So I get really romantic about stuff like that. Homegrown food.
And there's more things. This is the last item.
No, there's 2 items.
Oh,
I
there's 2 items. First. Okay. Well. Okay, you want me to talk about it? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
We really could use a side-by-side. And by that, I mean like a John Deere Gator or a Polaris Ranger. That's what I mean by a side-by-side. Because,
ATV,
the RTV, I think they call them. They call them all different things, but something like that. I say those brands or names or models because you know what I'm talking about. But with what we're doing here, it's a long hike. up to the top of the ridge up here. And the tractor is pretty slow, but it's also, I'm using my tractor as a vehicle a lot.
Putting a lot of hours
on it, just running it around, using it as a vehicle rather than actually working it. And the side-by-side is faster, and we can haul more people safer, and just
better than the wagon.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the wagon.
No, but that would be a goal, to try to get a side-by-side this year. These are, again, prayers, dreams. We have
nothing in the works for most of this
idea of how this is going to happen, but just God says dream big, so that's what we do.
Yep.
Last thing you said.
Last thing is we are hoping to hit 10,000 subscribers.
Yes.
And I believe that will happen. We just hit 9,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you and love you. So we've hit 9,000 the beginning of December of 2020. And so I'm sure we can hit 10,000 by the end of next year. But that's just another goal. The next goal for the YouTube, and we're hoping that opens up more for us on YouTube, because with the whole making money from home, YouTube makes us a little bit of money. Right now we don't make a ton of money on YouTube, but it is a little bit.
Every little bit helps.
And we know when you hit 10,000 subscribers, that's a threshold. I don't really know what that means.
We've always heard it's a threshold.
So we're hoping that once we hit that, we will bring in more viewers. YouTube will promote us more, or whatever. And because we want to grow this, because for one, we love sharing our life. That's why we do this. We started a channel. I actually started my blog well before the channel. And it's just to share our homesteading journey, share our life. We just enjoy doing this and taking you all along the ride. So that's it. If we could hit 10,000, that will be an excitement.
That's another goal.
It just will feel like a big accomplishment with the channel. We put a lot into it. So I think, that about wraps it up.
I think so.
So thanks for hanging out with us and sharing our dreams
goals,
with us.
our dreams.
And we appreciate your prayers over these things we've shared, because like we said, they're really all, for the most part, prayers and wishes at this point, but we have faith in dreams. We have faith in we serve a big God that does big things. He's proven himself.
We are where we are because of God. There's nothing we have here that we have accomplished on our own. It has just been God's favor and God's blessing and God's provision. And we are thankful for that. We always want to make sure that we are giving Him the glory for what you all see us do, because
it's His grace.
It is. It's His grace and provision and mercy that allows us to do what we're doing.
So we hope that you will go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit the
I have another goal, and that is, Jenna gives me a hard time all the time, because I always say, "All right, y'all," or "All right." And
I do the same thing.
Gotta quit saying all right,
y'all.
I need some more words. Okay. No.
Anyway, if you hit that notification bell below, you'll be notified when we upload videos, so you won't miss anything we put out there. And also, if you give us a thumbs up and comment, that lets YouTube know that you enjoy our videos and you're interacting with us, and it just tells them, like, hey, these people are enjoyed on YouTube, so we appreciate it.
It's encouraging to us.
So, all right.
Catch y'all later.